and I don't like hypocrisy. You know what I'm saying? Listen to these guys.
This is an attack on an independent sovereign country and cannot be justified by anything or anyone.
This is not only the greatest violation of international law, it's a violation of the basic principles of human coexistence.
This is plainly in breach of international law.
This is a serious escalation by Russia and a flagrant violation of international law.
This is a flagrant violation of international law and demands a firm response from the international community.
Since the beginning of the year, we've been hearing Russia this, Russia that, as if the West had been better than the Russians. You know what I'm saying? The West occupied for 20 years Afghanistan, and they still occupying Iraq after 20 years, even though the Iraqi people asked them to leave. You know what I mean? They were like, nah, some of you are still threat. And Syria, they occupying half of it, and some part of Syria they recognized for Israel. You know what I mean? And Somalia, 15 years now. They have they've been occupying for 15 years. You know what I mean? Mali is the same. You know what I'm saying? So where was the international law? Because we've been hearing all this is like a violation of the international law, yada yada. Where is the international law? That is what I'm trying to figure out. You know what I mean? Where was the international law? You know what I mean? Where they were bombing Libya like there's no tomorrow. You feel me? I tell you what. The international law is a term that you use when you are desperate, when you are powerless to do anything. You know what I mean? You use the international law. Or when you want to punish the little guy, you use the international law. You were like, oh, this guy, they are a threat to the international law, and you just like, you know what I mean? Get rid of them. So now, the West is powerless to do anything about Russia or whatever they're doing, you know what I mean? Which I do not condone, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So now all we're hearing is just like international law, yada yada yada. But when it comes to them, the West, you know what I mean? They don't care about international law. They occupy Afghanistan for 20 years. They still occupy in Iraq. Syria, the same thing. Somalia and Mali. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just like as if they've been like better than Putin. You know what I mean? I don't even know how to say his name, this guy. You know what I mean? They just like now, like all the media, it's like they driving me fucking nuts. You know what I mean? It's just all game, you know what I mean? They all just like, but little guy, if you are the weaker one, the international law doesn't apply to you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You were nothing. They just bombed the shit out of you and that's it. But when you are like a big guy, they were like, oh, this guy is breaking the international law, yada yada. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's just crazy, man. I mean, what do you think? You know what I mean? Do you believe in international law? You know what I mean? Let me know. It's just, fucking driving me nuts, man.